Grab your popcorn, kick back and relax, because it's time for some more Karnage. So, in today's video, I got a pretty interesting video to show you guys, and I think before we jump into it, I will show you the task force and everything. So, not a Foxtrot Unboosted video, because I know I have been posting a lot of that. So I'm in Come With A Plan at the moment. I was in there once before. If you guys remember a video I posted, it was how to beat the number 10 guy globally unboosted. It was one of those sort of videos, and it was a really sick attack. That came from this task force actually, and I'm back in there pushing. No, I wouldn't say pushing. I'd say trying to get higher in VP, but I'm not so sure how keen I am on a serious push. But in today's video, because this task force is all about VP pushing pretty much, all these guys have like 5 offense statues. Some of them have 3 or 4, and there is a rare couple of people, myself included in the category, where they only have like 6. They have like 6 or 7 offense, but that is extremely rare. The most of the group have like 5 offense statues. And look at this. This is their daily activity log. So dead end, as a 50 of course, with only 5 offense and nobody boosts for the operation attack. And yesterday they did deep cut. They used to do deep cut at like a once a week sort of thing, but now not so much. Now it's like once a month or whenever they sort of feel like it. But they did deep cut. Nobody really boosted. You do get a lot of sabotage here because there is just so much intel coming in because everyone has eye statues. Literally, we max out so much. And I made a thread about this. We used like, I think we actually broke a world record for how much intel was used on sabotage. It was over 1,400 intel in one day on sabotage. And then like another 500 or something to get the operation. So just ridiculous. Anyway, I will try to get through these attacks pretty quickly. So you can see this guy didn't even deploy troops. The reason for that is some of these guys of VP pushing don't have the gold. This is actually a ridiculously easy Orbi fold. Pretty easy, in fact, just to solo this with AZ. So we'll speed this up. So this is going to be a pretty standard double hack. And they will go down probably. No, not enough there to attack the buildings. Probably should have seen that coming. And GBE some mines to make it easier for that next guy. That unfortunately will still have range. So I'm guessing the next guy is going to be AZ. And I will try to find the hit for the next hit on that base. Orbifold. Yeah, okay. So iChip Maker, actually pretty popular on the forums. Most of you guys probably know who he is. He does post, not a lot, but enough. So he is going for a spot that's out of range of the rocket, which is actually smart. That's what the plan should have been to start with, in my opinion. But I guess there's not a whole lot of coordination here. It's mostly just a lot of smart attackers that know what they're doing, that sort of compile their efforts to sort of do the best they can. So using AZ, which is all Zuka by the way, if you guys don't know that. So that pretty much a straightforward flare, grouping the smokes just in case the Zukas spread out a little bit more than what he would have liked. He brought brick, so with battle orders this should be a piece of cake, one shock. The mortars are out of range, so really smart attack actually. And boom, just one shock. That's all he needed to get one round of shots off with his troops. So really smart attack with battle orders, managed to take down the core. Not sure how much health that had actually. Is this going to... Yeah, okay. And we will look at the statues. Oh my god. Okay, 500 and 55% building health. Not sure what the cores have by default for deep cut. Maybe you guys know that. I'm not sure. Let's look at this. Deep cut. What's the next base? The next base is Java. Okay. So this guy used T-Med. Actually have not seen any of these attacks yet, so you guys are pretty much seeing them as I'm seeing them. That's an interesting base. What's the approach going to be here? I don't believe he used T-Med for this. He must have just been trying to clear the beach a little bit to make the smoke path a little bit cheaper. I'd be surprised if his intention was anything more than that. Eating cells, that's interesting. Okay. BB is actually one of our higher VP sort of guys, so normally he doesn't deploy troops, I don't think. A lot of the stuff I've seen from him is just an Everspark hacking sort of a thing. So I thought he was going to clear the mortars and the machine guns, but it appears he's going to take all the flamethrowers out, or at least as many as he can, and then basically go up the top for a flank. However, I would have thought he would have tried to smoke up there past that cannon and then try to take out the 2 rockets, rather than try to get as much cells as he could. So that's actually pretty interesting. I didn't think he was going to do that. But it is what it is. I think that base will require quite a few hits. So back to the bottom. Who was next on Java? Ruka. A Ruka hit by M. Baker. I think he's an officer in this task force because he just did sabotage in the operation we're doing now. So he's going to smoke up to those rockets. Ooh, those rockets blasted him so hard. But yep, smoke not really timed too well, but he managed to clear a lot up the top, which is good. The critters distract that mortar, and I think those mortars are going to be the death of him if he doesn't have GB for shocks. He does, but it looks like it's not going to be enough to kill all of them, because he just doesn't have the GBE. Keeping in mind, he's only 50%, so this guy's like 4 offense, 5 offense, something like that. But look at how much he got cleared. So that's literally what this is. It's just smart attacks. You don't have to be full offense, full boost. You know, you don't have to do that. As a 50-man, it's not hard to take out these operations. And that's really becoming evident at the present moment. So EFF had the next hit on Java. So trying to get through these attacks as quickly as possible. So he had AZ, just taking out two extra cells for the energy. Taking out another couple. Okay, I was gonna say if critters don't destroy that boom mine, it'd be smart just to artillery it so you don't have to waste so much on flares. Lost Everspark, not sure why he brought Everspark to that battle. Maybe he was hoping... Ooh, the fail. I'm thinking maybe he thought he was going to get like Everspark and then use it as a hack so he wouldn't have to shock as much. But that wasn't the smartest hit. He didn't plan that out too well. And that does happen from time to time, but I mean, you gotta know your extent with this sort of stuff. Tazia, assembly. Ah, okay. So about 7 ninjas. Looks like he took out the entire base from this next hit. So that'll be good. That's what we needed, honestly. Oh wait, there was another attack? I missed one. My bad, guys. My bad. Where was that hit? Okay. I missed that. So, how long has this video been going for? Damn, nearly 10 minutes already. So pretty much the same path as we've seen before, but now because all those mines and stuff aren't there, we're saving one flare to get up there, which is nice. One flare around the corner. That hero, though, was getting ahead of him. This guy shocks properly, though, so that's good. The one-shot buildings are probably going to take their toll, I'm guessing, because otherwise I think he would have got more done. Or are those shock launchers going to be the death of him? I think he ran out of GBE for shocks. So the MGs just ripped him apart. But still got a lot done though. He cleared a big gap up the top. So about 7 ninjas now has a really easy attack. What is this? Deep cut. Where's the finish on Java? There we go. Hopefully I'm getting through a lot. Because I will be showing all the attacks. I want to show the entire operation. That is why I am 4 timesing it, in case you guys couldn't tell that. Because there is 40 attacks on this, so even if I spend 1 minute on each attack, that is going to be 40 minutes in total or more. So I am trying my best to sort of shorten the time span of this entire video. But thought you guys would enjoy seeing this, because I think some people have this assumption that you have to go with crazy boosts to sort of like finish bases and stuff like that. So out of range of those shock launchers, the machine guns, the mortars, very smart hit actually. I thought he would have brought maybe like one Scorcher, because the Scorcher would have kept alive a little bit longer, and that would have taken the shots from the shock launchers and everything else. But he didn't need it, and he found a dead spot out of the range of that shock launcher, which was really smart. Kudos on him, man. That was a smart hit. So let's see what base is next. So we took out Jabba. Maze. Jeez, I think Maze had a lot of attacks, actually. Yeah, I think this base did have a lot of hits. So you can see it's been sabotaged a little bit already. And I think it's gotten a prototype or two. A few key buildings. So Fox Raider, I'm guessing, probably didn't deploy much. Maybe he did this time because it was deep cut. But he is one of our VP pushers, so that are like really high up. So he'll have problems with gold. So it wouldn't be feasible for him to be deploying too much, to do anything too ridiculous. Yeah, okay, so he didn't deploy anything, it was just GBE and stuff. So I was expecting that. And we do allow that here. I mean, it's understandable if where you are in VP is so high that you just can't afford the gold. You know, people aren't so unreasonable to expect that you're going to deploy just for that operation. They do allow a little bit of leniency. So 4 times. Deepak's not high in VP, so he should be deploying. I'm pretty sure he's not high in VP. Yeah, okay. So he deployed Ruka, taking out the prototypes on the beach. He should be able to get both shock launchers here. Yeah, he does. So there it goes. And I'm not sure what his plan was here. He shouldn't be eating up too much cells, because we'll need those cells for future attackers. Although using them to take out mines is no biggie. That's actually a good move. But he should be retreating now, because there's nothing his Zukas can do that's going to benefit the attack any further. Really, what he needs to be doing is just retreating now. Or send the Zukas to their death. So I think there's no point seeing the rest of that attack. It's clear that he's only going to farm cells from there. But did clear the beach a little bit for the next guy, which is always a really big plus. That was Deepak. So the next hit is done by MAH, and he only... I don't think... He did deploy, but... I'm not sure what the plan was, because I saw Grenadiers. Maybe he's going to make the AZ hit a little easier for later. kind of surprised, to be honest. Not sure what the hell he's doing.
Hacky.
Like, I get that he's taken out like a few key defenses, but I thought the plan was to take out the top shields. And I don't see why those two prototypes sort of come into it. I don't see where those two prototypes came into play. I really don't. Because he should have been able to use Everspark to get that one hack off before the shock launcher killed him. So, maybe it was... No, even with the right shields though. The right shields wouldn't have needed that either. I don't know, guys. That one was beyond me a little bit. He's using the cells to take out... Try to G-Bot and artillery down the shields by the looks, but those shields are going to have ridiculous amounts of health. Like, that is 567%. You are not taking that down with barrage and artillery. Sometimes we do that with buildings. We take out, like, rockets and stuff like that with that strategy, but that was a weird hit. Quite a weird hit, actually. So, Maze, this is another 4 offense player by the looks of his statues, maybe even 3 offense. I think I seen 42% GBE. So, this is Dave's hit, and it looks like he's going with AZ, probably to take out these 3 rockets. So, it's kind of obvious by some of these hits that there's not a lot of coordination here. I mean, there are notes, but it's sort of like real basic stuff. Like, take out these rockets, then shield, whatever. And it's like, I'll show you one of the notes on our current operation, so you guys can see what I mean. Like, there's not a lot of instruction or how to take it down. And the reason for that, it's not really on them. It's sort of just, they think like if they do more detailed notes, people won't listen anyway, so it's sort of like, well, what's the point? And that's understandable. Although, I still kind of wish the notes were a little bit more in depth of what they are now. Although, it seems to work out pretty well for us anyway. Though, when it comes to stuff like Dead End, it's pretty easy, so it's not too big of a deal. But when you're doing stuff like Deep Cut, like if they ever tried to go to like Massive Attack, which I'd be kind of surprised if we managed to do Massive. Just based on our level of offense, I don't think we could take out Massive. That would be hard. I think if we boosted our statues for the operation, we could definitely if we were boosting. But not on our current rate. So I was kind of right there. He did take out the 3 rockets. Cleared a little bit of other stuff, but not really anything substantial to the attack. So it looks like we spent most of our attacks on Maze. That was sort of like the bulk of the attacks for us. Typically on this, it's like only like 3 or 4 hits for a full offense team. For the simple reason that it's sort of like one attack on each group of shields, and they sort of used their energy to sort of like make the run for the AZ hit easier, and then it's like 1 or 2 hits on the core. And I guess if someone fails on the shields, then like an extra hit depending on the fails, but it depends on the team and how good they are, I guess. Like if you're watching a Crazy Turtle stream, like you'll probably see this done in 3 hits every time. So there's that, I guess. Although, that said, some of those players in the Angry family are absolutely ridiculously talented. So only using the 3 boats of Zukas, and he farmed. It looks like he just used it to take down the shields a little bit. So as you're seeing here, some of the attacks are being wasted. But that happens, you know, not everyone's willing to waste their gold, so it happens. Especially when you don't have much offense, and at the moment the game has a serious problem. A serious problem in the sense that if you attack a base and you fail, you lose like all the gold it took to to make those troops. And if you beat the base, you're probably only going to get like 100k gold back. So a lot of times it's not feasible to even attack the base to start with, which is really bad. But it looks like someone's finally going to use troops to try to take out that. So I'd be kind of surprised he didn't drop a critter box. I thought he was going to drop a critter box on the shields to stop all those rocket fire. But it looks like he cleared some defenses around the shield, which should make it a lot easier for the next guy. Another hit on Maze. This one is a 3 offense player. Another one. So a lot of these guys. Where's his Everspark? So he's going. Looks like he's trying to make the AZ finish easier. I'm actually kind of interested to see how we finish this base off now, because it looks like both shields are pretty vulnerable at this point. I'm surprised I haven't seen any more AZ hits at the shield, because even on our rate of offense, I know I'm 7 offense, which puts me at a much bigger advantage than a lot of these guys, but it's only like 4 smokes and a critter box. So even these guys could afford that. Obviously you need to take out mines and stuff, but that's still pretty cheap. You can do that on the amount that they have. It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. They start with like 70 GBE, so it should be enough to handle what they're doing now. Even if it takes like 2 attacks, it's still going to wind up cheaper than the amount that they've spent at the present moment. So he's going to clear that, which will lower the shot cost. At the moment, they have to sit where it's like where this mine here is, so it's like that was sort of like where they had to sit. So at their current moment, they would have had to spend 1 critter box and probably a shock bomb. But now it's sort of like just a critter box if you place it well enough. Although with the amount of mines that are there, it could kill it before it even becomes a thing. And he's actually... that attack was actually done by our leader, I do believe. Not the leader, but the co-leader, sorry. So that was pretty cool. Leaderboard. I think he's been here a while, actually. I want to see the range. Oh, these lasers are out of range. So now if this mortar goes, kind of surprised he didn't double hack, but it is what it is. He's using tanks. Jeez. I know tank medic's not good at this high operation, but it's still painful to watch. Because you know the damage per second on these tanks are going to be ridiculously low. And they're all sitting on this friggin... whatchamacalled? This, on this barbed wire. So their health on those tanks are going to be going down, 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 and down. Well, they should be going down and down. Not kind of surprised that they're not going down a lot faster, but... I don't know. Because if you see Zookas go over it, the Zookas die really quick. There we go, now they're going down. Maybe it's only while the tanks are moving on the barbed wire that it goes down. But I thought it was at all times. I don't know what that is. If you guys can comment, I'd really appreciate that. Because that's not how I thought barbed wire works. I've seen a lot of people attack with barbed wire hits, but usually the troops on the barbed wire die if they don't medkit. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Why is he doing that? He shouldn't have enough GBE to get to the top. I'm not sure why he's clearing. Because the whole base has been opened up from up here. So it'd make more sense to attack from up there. And up there, it should be where that boom cannon is. Everything should be out of range except for these couple rockets and what's behind the core. So that laser here should have been what the target if he was going to make an easier clear. His troops are clearing. Ah, okay. Looks like now he's going after it. That makes sense. And it's so hard to keep the troops focused when I'm 4-timesing it like this. Well, that's good. That laser's down now. A few extra buildings getting cleared there, but the main target was taken down. Not sure why he went after the laser. I'm guessing maybe he thought it was going to be a better kill spot a bit lower where it would have been in range. Maze is going to be taken down inside the next 4 hits, thankfully. Because, geez, like most of our task force just spent their attacks on Maze.
Hacky.
Which says a lot, because normally we take down Dead End in like 25 hits or something like that. I think that's about the average. Sometimes it's like a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less. Depends on the difficulty, really. But when you get Maze or something like that, if you're not boosting your statues, man, it's going to take some hits. Especially if it's like uncoordinated like this, and everyone's basically just clearing the shit out of everything. I think maybe saying it uncoordinated might be being a little bit harsh, but it's what it feels like. Because even though we're low offense players, those shields could have went a long time ago, and then it could have just been straight up hits on the core. There's not a whole lot of threats after that point. Really, like 1 or 2 good hits at those shields, even if you just spend 1 hit to take out the rockets above, could have very easily have taken out those shields. Instead, the plan was to GBE them for whatever ridiculous reason, I'm not sure. But a lot of attacks here could have been saved. A lot of attacks. Even on the rate of offense that these guys are on, honestly. But now it looks like these shields are going to go down. No. Yes. Maybe. I don't even know. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing some more clears near the core. Those shields going down? Nope. I thought he would have artilleried from the energy he just got. Probably didn't have enough energy. Whatever. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, this next guy will obviously take down the shields. One or 2 artillery shells probably. 1 artillery. 2 artillery. That'll probably do it. Yeah, okay. So now the only threats near the core are this laser here. That one's going to be out of range, but I guess if you use anything else other than tanks, it'll probably hit one of the troops at least. And then probably extend from there. So probably both of those lasers need to go. And maybe the rocket, depending on where you're sitting. I guess if those 2 lasers go though, you could probably sit back here near the barbed wire and be okay. Kind of surprised at some of these hits, but it's a learning process, I suppose. Not everyone's good at taking down bases, even at low offense. A lot of the hits that we do here are just clears and like Everspark hits and stuff, so they're not really too used to having to do the AZ hits and stuff like that, so I guess a lot of people just prefer to clear, which isn't too bad. I'm not sure why he didn't go after the lasers. These one-shots aren't really a threat. Not to AZ. I mean, it is over time. But not really. Not really. Is he going to flare one now? Oh, he's going after the core. Okay. And he had enough to shock. That's fair. So I guess he sort of figured that he could take down enough damage to this that it'd make the next hit easy enough and he wouldn't have to clear the lasers. To be completely honest, I probably just would have cleared the laser and then made it a lot easier of a hit. But that's just me. I'm more of an opener than a finisher, to be completely honest. I'm a lot better at opening a base than I am at finishing it. Midnight David finished this off. Looks like he is a 5 offense player, judging by the statues. But you can see just how many people in this task force are like 3 offense. A lot of bases with... Ooh, it was taken down just with GBE. Nice, okay. Always a nice sight to see. That was Maze, that was the chunk of our attacks. Damn, it's good to be finished with Maze. Java we watched already. Tapia. Not often I see Tapia and Tarzia on the same loadout. Normally you see like one of them, but not both at the same time. Not really too bad, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the bases aren't too horrible. I did a really good clear on this, I think last week. I did that shock launcher, this shock launcher, these mortars, and I brought this down to like 14k health in one hit. So that was really nice. I think I took down the mortars as well. Well, no, actually, sorry, I didn't. I took down just the 2 shock launchers and that. Because my plan was... I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So I think I meant to bring Hookah, and I didn't, and I brought Warriors by accident. And I wound up turning my Hookah hit into a really smart Warrior hit. That took down most of this stuff, so... Looks like he spent a ridiculous amount of energy doing that. It is what it is, I suppose, but... He spent a lot of GBE doing that. Looks like he's going to lose everything to the flamethrowers. Not a smart move, my man. Should have brought Hookah. It's like the old saying, yeah? I'm not sure what the age group of a lot of my viewers, but... There's an old saying... You don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and that's pretty much what he's done. Warriors were always going to die super quick to flamethrowers. I think if he had brought like 2 boats of rifle, he could have destroyed that before with like 6 boats of Zookas. He could have got through that with like maybe 1 or 2 shocks, but I don't see in any scenario where in that attack where the rifles would have been more beneficial than heavies. I know heavies drop like flies at this, even at this level, but I mean, surely the heavies would have been more beneficial. So he's going to destroy that 1 shock launcher, but damn. I think that attack wasn't really well performed. I think he was anticipating on his hacks destroying the shock launcher so he could do a lot more than what he did, but not everything goes to plan, unfortunately. So Ip Man is not going to destroy Tab here, but he's going to go after it. And it is actually pronounced Ip Man, for those that are wondering. And I know that because Ip Man is actually the mentor. Well, obviously he's not the mentor, but the real Ip Man was actually the mentor of Bruce Lee. Really, really amazing, talented guy, honestly. People think that Bruce Lee was like this ridiculously good fighter and legend and everything, and that he was. You can't take anything away from him, he was incredible. But Ip Man was one of the people that sort of mentored him and gave him a lot of the base knowledge he used initially as he started to grow as a person and grow his style and things like that. Ip Man was the mentor that sort of helped him become that. And I honestly do feel like if Bruce Lee didn't have such a great mentor, would he have been talented? Yes. Would he have gotten as far as he did and as good as he was? Probably not. Probably not. A lot of times it's what you know, or it's not what you know, it's who you know, rather. So, although he may have gotten really far in life, I don't think it would have been as far as he got. But yeah, anyway, enough of Ip Man. I don't know why I strayed off so much. So I have actually seen and done, like, know a lot on actually Ip Man, so it's a topic I quite enjoy. I have seen all the movies. I have read a lot on him. Actually, a lot about on the time of war that he was sort of there and a part of. But whatever. Anyway, so Ip Man has managed to take down a lot of the base right now. He's opened up a really great spot for the next attackers. Probably 2 more hits and this will be finished. I'm guessing the next hit's going to take out the mortars, the machine guns, and then the next hit will probably finish it off. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be. I'd be surprised if it took anything more than that, because it doesn't look too hard of a base. Looks like it's going to take 3 hits. So Mazenrock is coming in next. I think he's 4 offense. Mazenrock. I think he's 4. You guys can pause the video as I click on the names anyway if you guys want to see the stats. Really trying not to waste too much time. Wow, it has been 36 minutes already. Holy crap. Hopefully you guys don't mind this. It's probably going to be nearly 50 minutes long, this episode. Damn. I'm trying my best to make this short. I know a lot of other YouTubers wouldn't show you all the attacks, they'd show you the main ones, but so they wouldn't have to fast forward it this much, but I think you guys would benefit from seeing everything. So it's basically, all these attacks are basically you get a strategy, you use a smart troop combo, and then you use Everspark to sort of hack and help things along. And you basically just clear, and that's all it is. It's smart planning and attacking. That's all it is. You don't have to be high in offense or anything like that. Just hit much smarter. So, Pang is coming in next. 4 times. So, pretty much the same troop combo as before. When not the last attacker, when Ip Man was attacking. So pretty much the same thing. Looks like he is going to be clearing out the rest of this stuff to create a nice little dead spot for the next guy. Hopefully he can get enough cleared and the next attack will finish. Kinda surprised he only managed to destroy what he did. I thought he would have managed to get like 1 or 2 more buildings, but why did that end? Deep cut. There we go. So Pip is next. I think he's... What is he? Is he 5? I think he's 5. Maybe 6. I don't really remember. But he is dropping AZ with 2 boats of heavies. So I guess technically that's Hooker. I suppose. But he's got a nice little dead spot at the core. I think he'll probably take out the mortar first. Yeah, okay. So he's going to take out the mortar first. I can tell that by his flare location. And battle orders to get the core down faster. And boom. So if those 2 heavies had died, his Zukas would have been dead meat. But managed to get the win. So that would have been... That's good. So what base is next? I think it's Tarzir. Tarzir, yep. So South of Heaven attacked this first. So this base is pretty easy, honestly. Looks like I missed an attack, so I'll go back and see that. Because some of this base has been cleared already. So pretty standard Ruka hit. I think we missed a lot of hits, actually. on this. For this much to be down, for him to be able to do that. Yeah. So that's a pretty standard Rika. He didn't really do anything special. He just let them clear. What did we miss? Not sabotage. Ah, okay. It was the one underneath it. This guy must have did a really nice attack to be able to clear all that. So he cleared the laser and 3 rockets and these 3 cannons. So it looks like he's going to ever spark the 3. So he's going to have to smoke. And then he's probably going to smoke again. Yeah, okay. So this is the safe way to hack if you guys don't know that. You can triple hack right off the bat, but it's not always possible. And if you don't get the triple hack, it will screw you over pretty badly. Losing the building delay even makes it the two hacks even a little bit harder. But yeah, anyway. So he managed to take down the 3 rockets, the lasers, take out some buildings. Really, really sick attack. You gotta take your hat off to an attack like that. With the amount of offense this guy had, that was pretty sick. So what's that? That's 3 statues, that's 6 offense. So that was a really nice hit for someone that's 6 offense. And going in unboosted too, I might add. So I'm guessing that Tarzir probably went down in 2 more hits. Yeah, okay. Because I was going to say, one more attack to clear out a little bit more towards the core. Not even really, I suppose. This one probably destroyed the 3 flamethrowers and then did some damage to the core. I'm guessing that's what happened. And then the snipers and everything else probably got his heavies. Ooh, he went for the ballsy play to a straight up core rush. And he got really close. Wow, he must have been triggered after. He must have been triggered after for that. Because that was a sick hit. That was sick. And you know what? I'm not even going to show the next attack. For the simple reason that we're really far into the video. And pretty obvious what he did after that. So. Assembly will be the next base. And I think the last. So, assembly's pretty easy. He's probably going to Everspark hack the 2. Not sure why he took such a ridiculous path to get there, but did so anyway. He'll probably drop... Wow. Why did you not hack, man? I don't know what that was. That was a waste of a hit. I'm not sure how he failed that so bad. Assembly went down in 2 hits. Oh no, sorry, 4 more hits. 5 more? I don't even know. I'm just going to be quiet now. Wow. So, smoking. It's sort of a shame that the last guy failed so badly on just hacking. Hacking out 2 buildings. Because that's norm. That'd be a pretty easy hit, honestly, to take out 2 rockets. I'm guessing maybe he failed just because they weren't getting damaged enough or something. I don't know. But that guy managed to take the last buildings out, clear up a nice little path towards the core, which will make life so much easier towards their coming attacks. And geez, I think this was my fail on assembly too. This must have been my fail on assembly. Because I failed so hard on assembly only a day or 2 back. So this has got to be the day that I failed on assembly. Which that'll be that'll be kind of sad to show. But it happens. I was so pissed because I knew it was deep cut day, and I had a boost going from my map clear, so I decided to bring in like scorches and clear a lot. Jeez, my throat. I need to clear my throat. I'll do that later, I guess. I have been talking for nearly an hour straight, So that's probably why. Yep. It's my Scorcher fail. God damn it. Oh well. Crap happens, I suppose. What was I thinking with Everspark? Ah, yes. So, my plan was to sit to the left of this rocket, which means this Scorcher has to be dead. I failed with the hack because not enough got damaged, which kind of pissed me off. And my Scorchers basically died after this because I didn't have any energy. But what happened, I'll show that in a little bit slower times, so you guys can see. Jesus Christ. I'll show that in 4 times. What happened, because Everspark was still going, this is the first time this glitch has ever happened to me, so I guess I was sort of lucky that it took this long, but look at that. They all froze. Every single Scorcher froze, so I had to place another flare down to make them move, which really stunk, because that meant that was energy I wouldn't have had to spend otherwise. And I basically had to flare twice, I think. Yeah, I had to flare twice to do that. So, because I had to flare twice, I wanted to use my first flare to get there, and my next flare was going to be right up here, next to this rocket, which would have got me there and up at the core, and I could have damaged it. So, not only did I fail with the shock launcher, but I failed because of a glitch too, and that basically screwed my whole entire attack. So, lucky not everyone is a failure though. D-Pack hit assembly. Nope. D-Pack hit maze. What am I doing? This video's already long enough. Don't make people wait. Sorry, this guy. Foch? I think that's how you say his name. So, he hit it. I'm guessing he... Okay, someone else cleared as well, because that shock launch is dead. But pretty obvious what happened. Nothing too special. So he brought Zukas, which is interesting. But got caught by rockets when he was trying to flare the flamethrower, and lost all his troops pretty much. So who did that? That was Foch's attack. What the hell? Oh, my Scorchers must have taken down the shock launcher. Okay. Because I was going to say, I'm like, there's no attacks between mine and that. So, who took down the shock launcher? I suppose at least I did something right in that attack. So, at this stage, Andrew hit. Andrew is one of the, like, big VP guys. He's on the global leaderboard. So, he's really talented. This should be a pretty easy hit for a Zukas, but with his level of offense, it's never as easy as it seems. But managed to get it down, managed to beat it. So good job there, Andrew. So on to the next base, which is going to be Rogue. So I think this was the first attack. No troops deployed. What the hell? He must have DC'd. Yep. No? Okay, so he basically just GBE'd everything. He could have brought, like, heavy Zuka or something and sort of cleared some more. But whatever. So, looks like Rogue didn't take many attacks. I think this will be the last base. I think this is the last base. So, it looks like he's going to go after the shields. He's going to need to take down that laser beam, which is going to be good. Get out of range of those mortars. Clear some one-shot buildings so it doesn't eat him up too much. that mortar friggin' was just doing work. But took down all of the shields in one hit, so that was really amazing, and still unboosted, so all this stuff was unboosted, with the exception of my huge failure, which we won't talk about, because I was hoping to sort of save everyone a lot of attacks. It's what I thought I was doing, so when I went in with that boost, I thought, oh yeah, sick, we'll do that. Nice little attack for Scorches, but no. Of course, I had to fail on the one operation where I was going to show, because normally my attacks are pretty good here, so... Oh well, it happens. Everyone fails. And as I said in my Super Mario Run video, I don't try to hide my fails. I don't like nobody likes having to show their failures, of course, but... You know, I don't make any mistake about hiding them or trying to say I don't do them either. Because I do. Everyone does failures. Everyone has them. Nobody is consistent 100% of the time. Everyone fails. Even if it's like, oh, I didn't lose all my troops on the landing, you know, I just didn't get as much done as I was hoping to. That's still sort of a failure. So, he got a really nice attack in there. He cleared a nice little section of the base. Did take a lot of cells in order to do that, but he did get a fair bit cleared, which is nice. So only 3 more hits to go, so we'll probably be around the hour mark when this video finishes. I don't know how many people are going to watch an hour-long video, so I guess we're going to find out. Anyway, I'm hoping some people still watch. Or at least tune in for some of the hits. That's why I sort of tried to organize this video in terms of bases, because I feel like if I went every attack up by 1, you guys would have forgot how the rest of the base was hit, so it would have sort of lost its effect a little bit. But oh well. So he was trying to get some cells there, but sort of failed with those mortars by the looks of it. So he's going to clear these machine guns. These doom cannons are going to start doing work, because the splash damage that those things deal are actually pretty significant. They do take its toll pretty quickly. But he did get a hell of a lot done though. Jesus. So it looks like the next attack is going to have a pretty good life ahead of him, because all he needs now is these 2 mortars down, and this base will be pretty much finished. So I think if you flare up there, and you don't even flare anything, the troops will probably naturally clear those out. So Fitz went up there with Zukas. I'm guessing he timed out. I'm guessing he took down the mortars, tried to take down the rest of the corps, but didn't have enough Zukas to get the job done. It would be my guess. There is another group of shields. Here and here. Yeah, here and there. And here and here. I'm guessing though, even at the higher levels, you don't really see all the shields going down. But it looks like he wanted to take down some more. That was weird. I don't know why he didn't just take out the 2 mortars and sit up the top. That was a very weird attack for me. Very, very weird attack. Anyway, he got a lot of that base cleared. And that mortar is out of range, so the next hit, pretty much guaranteed to get it. It's just Zukas at this point, doing the same path up there, and getting the win. And that is the last base, so I will show the last attack. Might as well, you guys have been here this long. So, another 5 offense player, and this time it's the leader himself, Whirlwind, for the last attack of the operation. Well, the last attack that I'm going to show anyway, because we've showed all the others. So, Whirl getting in with some Zukas and Brick, controlling them pretty well. The The hero's getting a little bit ahead of his troops, but doesn't really matter too much. So that Doom Cannon did have a bit of range. Not a lot, a little bit though. And there goes the shields. Yep. And of course it's going to be blasted away. And bam, there we go. So that has been Operation Deep Cut with people that really don't have much offense. You guys will see the vast majority of those. It's sort of like that one was a bad example. So that guy's like 4 offense, 3 offense, 4 offense, 5 offense. No, I think another 5 offense. It sort of felt like a lot of those guys were 4 offense or 3 offense to me. But anyway, you guys, I think you guys will appreciate that. Yeah, I think you guys will appreciate that because that's pretty sick. You guys can get a bit of a feel now for how some of these task forces are doing these operations. And granted, we're not even like that organized in terms of how we're doing our hits. If you if you guys look at someone like the originals, those guys are able to do Forlorn Hope, and they have some pretty good pushes in there. And I think some of them do boost. Not all of them. There is a significant amount of 3 offense players. But the point is that they organize their attacks a little better. And I think some of them boost as well, which sort of makes up for a little bit as well. And that's how they're able to do Forlorn as a 50 with pretty much all leaderboard players. So I'm hoping this hour-long video has given you guys a bit of an insight as to how some of these guys attack. There is also another channel out there called the PSC Life. He uploaded a video. It was one attack from the originals, and this guy had like 3 offense, I think, and he did an attack on Karnage, I think it was. And basically with 3 offense, he spaced his smokes out so much and so well. He was able to do a really amazing hit on that base without really much GBE to be seen. So if you guys want to see that, you guys can see that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smack the thumbs up button. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below. So sorry I made you guys sit through an hour-long video. But I think you guys knew what you were getting in for when you clicked on the video, I think. I will try to make it a little bit apparent in the video title for you guys. So if you liked it, smack the thumbs up button. Tell me what you thought in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.